Marketplace is supported by Putnam Investments, where performance is driven by original fundamental research on a global scale. This is Putnam Today. Produced in association with the University of Southern California.
Are we about to close the book on yet another once familiar way of doing business? Witness the demise of the mega CD shop. Remember Tower Records? Lately, video rental stores like Blockbuster are barely hanging on. And will megastore book retailers be far behind? Today, Barnes & Noble goes beyond selling books. It's hoping to literally sell itself. From American Public Media, this is Marketplace.
Marketplace is supported by Deluxe Corp., a partner to more than 4 million small businesses with logo design, websites, email marketing, and online networking. Deluxe.com. And by Progressive Insurance, helping people shop for car insurance at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
From the Frank Stanton Studios in Los Angeles, I'm Bob Moon in for Kai Ryssdal, who's on special assignment on this 4th day of August. Thanks for making us a part of your Wednesday. You can almost keep track of who's having, shall we say, technological difficulties by watching share prices. Under intense pressure from Netflix and Redbox, shares of Blockbuster Video are down to 18 cents. Under intense pressure from Amazon and Walmart, stock in Barnes & Noble had steadily plunged this year by almost 40%. Until today, its shares are flying high now since the news it's posted a for sale sign. It's the latest plot twist for a publishing industry that's madly trying to figure out its next chapter. Here's Marketplace's Stacey Vanek Smith.
A decade ago, Barnes & Noble was worth about $2 billion. Today, it's worth less than half that. Sales and profits have been steadily sliding. Still, analyst Michael Norris wasn't expecting this news.
This whole announcement caught just everyone by surprise.
Norris says Barnes & Noble has made a lot of progress. It expanded into the textbook business, opened an ebook store, and released the Nook, its own ebook reader.
One can't help but be pleased with, how far the company has come in just the last 12 months. So I would have to think that there is some behind-the-scenes shareholder drama that's unfolding.
In fact, Barnes & Noble founder and largest shareholder Leonard Riggio is said to be contemplating a bid. Infighting aside, the company faces concrete challenges. Scott Lubeck is executive director of the Book Industry Study Group. He says Barnes & Noble has to figure out how to get people in the door.
Learn to become much more consumer-focused and looking at new ways to drive value to consumers who come into bookstores.
Industry analyst Michael Norris says big box bookstores are getting hit by discounters like Target and Walmart, which stock bestsellers, and are finding themselves in a retail no man's land.
They'll never have the same amount of selection that the internet has, and they don't always have the kind of personal service that an independent bookstore can offer.
Norris says Barnes & Noble's strong brand and assets could be appealing to potential buyers, but rival Border put itself up for sale 2 years ago and was never able to find a buyer. I'm Stacey Vanek Smith for Marketplace.
Today, for a change, we've been hearing some positive news on the Gulf oil spill. BP says its latest effort to plug the blown-out well, now underway, is looking good. At the same time, government scientists say the oil no longer poses a threat to the Florida Keys or the East Coast. And their new report figures only about a quarter of the spilled oil remains in the Gulf. After a long summer of worst-case scenario fears, the general feeling seems to be maybe things aren't so bad after all. Which made us wonder, really? Marketplace's Chrissy Clark is here with us now with a little reality check on whether the worst is over. Hey, Chrissy.
Hi, Bob.
So the headline sounds downright upbeat in some ways, but you've got some important qualifiers for us?
One thing is that these are estimates, and the government has been a little vague on the details of how they came up with these estimates. So I've talked to scientists who are scrutinizing these numbers. The second thing is that no one really has any idea of what the effect of all of this dispersed oil that they've been talking about will have on the ocean.